Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've never been around here, my name is Mary and I like to sew things. I want to start a multi-video series of a destashing marathon. So let me explain. So I've noticed yesterday that all my 3 big IKEA boxes are full with fabrics. It's time to do something about this. It's time to get a move on and create cute summer clothes that I can actually wear this summer. And don't worry, these are not all of them. I have more in my box. What I plan to do is to start a destashing marathon. So I want to take as many fabrics as I can and create beautiful, gorgeous clothes to wear for this summer. So that's the plan. The first step in my plan is to start with a design inspiration process. So what I will do is to take pictures with all of my fabrics, individual pictures. I will also gather all my Pinterest pins, all my images saved on my phone with inspiration, and I will upload them into my Canva account to create a mood board, so I can have all my pictures, photos, inspiration in one place, so I can see the bigger picture. And I think we are going to make one project per video. So let's start with the design inspiration and with the first project. Here I uploaded all my inspirational photos, and let's see which one I should start with. I like this elastic top, and also I like this strap, and I think I want to make a dress with elastic at the top and put this strap and with ruffles at the bottom. I think I will use this fabric. Let's add this title for fun. Next. I also would love to have this summer a linen set. A linen set with pants and waistcoat, but I think I want to make the linen pants loose, like this one here. I really love the combination with the pink shirt, and now I have to buy also pink fabric to make the shirt. I don't know, let's see. I would love to have some linen shorts also. If I make my linen long pants, I will easily turn them into shorts. I don't think it will take me that long to make them. I have this linen, which is actually the same color as this set. But I don't think I have enough to make also the waistcoat and the shorts. And maybe I will use this linen. I have also a blue linen. And maybe I can use this linen for, I don't know, the shorts or maybe the waistcoat. I'll see. So let's name this the linen set. Next also I have this cute outfit with this blouse and this white skirt. I think this blouse from the picture is knitted. I don't know exactly, but I can make it also on fabric. And I have here other pictures with this kind of blouse saved, and also with some shorts. So I have to make also the linen shorts, I think. And I found this blouse very cute. I saw also a lot of tutorials on YouTube with this blouse, and I want to make also one. And I think I will also want to make the blouse with long sleeve, but first I will make it with no sleeve for the summer, and then I will also make a version with the long sleeve. And I have also a red muslin, which I think it will go great with this outfit. And also I have this cotton It's a lightweight cotton, which I think it will go great with for the version of the blouse with sleeve. So I will save this for the blouse with the sleeve. And I think I have some poplin, white poplin in my stash somewhere. I will have to find it for the skirt. And I think I will go for the outfit with the red blouse with no sleeves and a white maxi skirt. I will find some fabric in my stash. Let's call this the blouse and skirt set. I also saved this dress, which I really love, with tier panels. I will use this fabric to make this dress. Yeah, so let's call this the easy dress. I also have this fabric and I have this pants saved. Also I have this version of the pants. I don't know which one to make. I like both versions, but I'll see when I get to them. Let's name also the pink pants. The pink pants. Okay, what else? What else? I also have this pink fabric. And I think I want to recreate a dress of mine with this pink fabric. I want to recreate the top part of my pattern here. And for the bottom part, I want to make an A-line skirt. I plan to keep this simple. So let's say the A-line dress. Now that I finished this page, I think I will stop for now because I feel I have put enough here and it will take some time to make all of this. I have other fabrics, of course, and other pictures saved, but I will start with this and see where this will take me and how long it will take to make all of this. Now let's decide which one to make first. And it's hard because they're all beautiful and I really want to make them and I need them. But I think I will start with the easiest first, which will mean the easy dress. With this dress, because I think the pattern is quite straightforward and you don't need a lot of supplies to make it. This is the fabric that I will use. This is linen blend with viscose. And I have here 3 meters and I think it will be enough for the dress. And of course I will need some matching thread for my fabric. Now let's talk about how to actually make this dress. So looking at our inspiration dress, I see that I have the top part, the straps and 3 tiers of panels. So let's start with creating the top part and find out the key measurements and how to do this. And so grab your measuring tape and measure your full circumference bust. If you don't know it already, put your measuring tape around your bust and measure your full circumference. My bust circumference is 90 centimeters. I will divide it in 2, which will mean 45. Add 2 centimeters seam allowance, which will mean 47. So add your measurements and see your width of the panel. And now we have to decide the length of the panels. So put your measuring tape above your bust and measure and decide where you feel like you want your top part to end. I think I will make mine of 20 centimeters and I will add 2 centimeters for seam allowance, which will mean 22 centimeters. And you'll have to cut 4, 2 for the front and 2 for the back. So I've cut all my 4 panels and what we need to do next is to allow for some space under our armpit area so we can actually wear this dress. So we need to measure this distance. So put a measuring tape under your armpit and see how deep you want this to be. I think I will stop at 5 centimeters for me. You can do less or more depending on your style. Next, you'll have to measure your chest to find your points for the straps. So I think I will take my bra straps for reference, and I will measure between my straps. So for me it will be 25 centimeters, and now I will show you how to put this on the panels. So grab one panel and fold it right sides together. And now we have to measure our distance of the straps. So I will measure, because it's on fold, I will measure only half of my distance. My distance was 25 and I will measure 12.5. Here I will put my distance from the armpit, which was 5 centimeters. And I've united this with a line, and I will cut on this line. And now I will have this as a template for all my panels. So put your panels right sides together, fold it in half, and place your other panel on top. And I will do this for my other two panels. What you need to determine also is the straps width and length. So take your measuring tape, put it above your bust, across your shoulder, and at the back. And grab the measuring tape. And for me it's around 35. Also make sure to add 1 centimeter seam allowance to one end and 1 centimeter seam allowance to the other end. And for the width of the strap, determine how wide you want your strap to be and multiply that with 2 and add 1 centimeter seam allowance. I want my straps to be of 3 centimeters wide. I will multiply this with 2, which means it will be 6 plus 1 centimeter seam allowance. It will be 7. So my strap will be 7 centimeters wide and 37 centimeters long. And here they are all cut, and you'll have to cut 2. I've decided that I want to tie the dress at the back, so I can tighten up my dress in the front and it will gather a little bit at the back. So to do this, I will put some loops on the top part on each side, and I will pass a string. It's kind of like a corset style. If you don't want this detail and keep your dress loose, just keep this step, but if you want to put this, just follow along the sewing tutorial. You'll also need to cut a long strip of fabric for the tie, and I made mine very long, and the width is 4 centimeters, and I will stitch with 1 centimeter seam allowance. And also you'll have to cut a small strip of also the width 4 centimeters to make the loops. And next, what you have to do is to take your straps panels and fold it right sides and stitch it lengthwise. Leave the ends open. Take also the panel to create the loops, fold it right sides and stitch it lengthwise. And also the panel for the string, fold it right sides and stitch it lengthwise. So now that we've stitched, I will trim half of my seam allowance for all my panels. And then put a safety pin to turn it on the right side, and you'll have to do this for all the straps. And after that we will press them. Let's press the panels. Now let's create the loops. So measure on your panel 5 centimeters and cut 6. And take one of your top panels and measure from this edge, from the top edge, measure 1.5 centimeters. Arrange your first loop at your sign here and pin it in place. Now measure 1.5 centimeters from the bottom and make the mark. Here will go the second loop, pin that in place, and now the third loop is in the middle of these two. And now put the other 3 loops on the other side at the same distance, and I've stitched them in place so to keep them secure. And now take one panel and put it on top right sides together and stitch your side seams. Take the other 2 panels, place them also right sides together and stitch your side seams. And now press your seams open. And for the panel with the loops, press the loops to one side. On the other side, make sure that you also press the loops towards the side that you've pressed the first loops. And now take your 2 panels and place them right sides together. And align the top edges and your side seams. And now what you have to do is to take your straps and place them between the layers at the top. So take one end of the strap, place it right at the top where you started your armpit line. Put the other layer on top and pin it in place. Do the same with the other strap. And now flip over your panel and take the other end of the strap and place it between these two layers. So one it will be on the front and one it will be on the back. Align the raw edges. And now we'll have to stitch all around the top edge. And now let's turn it on the right side. Now this will be your side that will show, and this will be the side that will touch your body. So what you want to do is to put the seam allowance towards the side that will touch your body and make an understitch of the seam allowance right next to this edge as far as you can go. This is how it should look. And now let's press the top part. And next, let's make the bottom part. I decided that I want 3 tiers. You can do less or more. It's up to you. And now we have to figure out the width and the length of the tiers. So grab a measuring tape. You can put your top on you and measure from the bottom point of the top how long you want your bottom part to be. My length of the bottom part will be 92 centimeters, and I will divide this in 3 for the 3 tiers, and that's the width of my panels. Also, I have to add 2 centimeters seam allowance for each tier. Although for the 3rd tier, I will add 3 centimeters seam allowance because I will make the hem, so I want to have extra for the hem. And now regarding the length of the panels, I will take the measurement of my top and multiply it with 1.5, and I will cut 2 panels, one for the front, one for the back. The result of the first tier, I will multiply it with 1.5 and I will cut my second tier, and one for the front, one for the back. And the result of the second tier, I will multiply it with 1.5 and I will cut my third tier, one for the front, one for the back. Of course, you can do this with less gathered or more gathered. You can multiply with 1.7 or 2 if you want it to be gathered, or you can multiply with 1.3 or 1.25 if you want to be less gathered. But also take into consideration the amount of the fabric that you have. The more gathered the dress is, the more fabric is required. So let's cut the panels. These are all my tiers, first, second and third. For the third tier, I divided the total width of the tier, front and back, in 3 equal parts, because my fabric wasn't wide enough to cut 2. So I divide that measurement in 3. Place the tiers right sides together, and we need to connect them at the side seams. So place them right sides together and stitch on your side seams. I will also finish the raw edges with my serger, and we'll have to do this for all panels. I've stitched all my panels on my side seams. And now what we have to do is to sew a loose stitch at the top of each panel so we can gather it. So to do this, set your stitch length to the longest stitch length possible on your sewing machine. For me it will be 4. And also leave long tail of threads. What I like to do when gathering fabric, I would stitch only one panel at a time. So I will stitch between my seams and stop and cut the threads and leave a few centimeters on the seam and start my new seam and stitch also the other panel. If I do this way, it will be easier to gather this panel to match my first panel because I will make one panel at a time. So now we'll have to gather this to match the top part. What you need to do is to put this right sides together. So make sure you have all the 2 layers of the top and match your side seams. I will find my threads and start pulling from one end to gather the panel and from the other end as well. And I will make sure that I will distribute my ruffles equally to match my panel. And now let's gather also the other side. And it is all done. And now what we want to do is to serge this edge and stitch. So we'll have attached the first tier. And next what we want to do is to attach the other 2 tiers. So the third tier will come at the bottom and the third tier as well. So let's do this. I finished sewing all my 3 tiers, and the last step is to hem the bottom of the tier. So I will serge my entire edge of the bottom, and then I will fold on the wrong side 1 centimeter and stitch. And the last step is to take your strip and pass it through the loops on the back. So for my ends, to secure the ends of the strip, I tucked a little bit the raw edges inside of the strip and stitched. And now let's pass it through the loops like so, and your dress is ready. Now that this dress is ready, I can enjoy a cup of coffee. I really hope that you enjoy watching this video and that I've been able to teach you something new today. If you do try to make this dress, make sure to tag me on Instagram with Marita Dressmaker. I would love to see your creations. If you enjoy watching this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel because, as we all know, we have a lot of sewing projects on our hands. So more sewing projects are coming up next. And now I have a request. Can you help me decide which project to start with next? So which one to choose? So let me know in the comments below which one I should start with next. If there were any missing information or unclear steps, or you just want some help with this project, let me know in the comments below. Tag me on Instagram, send me an email. I will happily help you. Thank you for hanging out with me today and happy sewing!